Themis Legal Academy, a prestigious high school with alumni in the highest echelons of the legal world.
Oh no, I'm gonna be late! Finally. So, this is it. The illustrious Themis Legal Academy. This is the place where many distinguished lawyers and prosecutors got their start. When news spread that Mr. Wright had gotten his attorney's badge back, he received a call from the school, asking him to pay a visit. Mr. Wright brought us along, hoping we'd learn something from the experience. But no, I had to go and blow it by getting here 30 minutes late. At least it's not all business today. After all, today's their school festival. Wow, this place has school festival written all over it. Literally. But why all the cold stares? Is it because everyone's in a school uniform except me? Well, I like the way I dress. Besides, Peter didn't download the DLC. Wonder where Mr. Wright and Apollo are.
Your attention, please! This is an announcement from the mock trial committee. The mock trial will begin shortly. All students and faculty, please proceed at once to the lecture hall. Thank you.
Sounds like a mock trial is about to start, but where's this lecture hall? Looks like all the students and faculty are heading that way. Might as well join them. Maybe I'll find Mr. Wright and Apollo there. This must be the lecture hall. Wow, they spent some serious money on this place. The district court can't even compete.
Hey, Athena! Over here!
Mr. Wright, Apollo! I've been looking for you two. I'm so sorry I'm late.
It's okay. Sorry we couldn't wait for you. But we didn't want to be late for our meeting.
Lucky for you, the person we're supposed to meet also seems to be running late.
Mr. Wright, Mr. Justice, it seems Professor Court has yet to arrive. How unprofessional of her to keep visitors to our esteemed institution waiting like this. I shall make her right. I will not... oh. Who do we have here?
Oh, right, you haven't been introduced yet.
Ah, yes. You must be the young lady Mr. Wright was telling me about. I am Aristotle Means, a professor at this hallowed hall of learning. I oversee the lawyer course here, and it is a pleasure to meet you.
I'm Athena Cykes. I just recently got my attorney's badge myself. It's nice to meet you too.
How wonderful! So vigorous and vivacious! You just earned yourself a gold star.
Wow, thanks. That big smile of his is kinda scary though.
Looks like the mock trial's about to begin. What are we going to do about our meeting?
Oh, speaking of the mock trial, do either of you know what it's about?
Oh, but I thought we had sent a pamphlet to your office.
Right, the pamphlet. Whatever happened to that?
You won't be seeing it again. Trucy used it for the old rip it up and restore it trick. Unfortunately, it didn't work as advertised.
Well, it seems I had better explain the situation then.
Thank you, Professor.
Now, does anyone have any questions?
I do, Professor, I do! Could you tell me all about your school?
What an excellent question! Here's a gold star for asking. Our academy has 3 courses to choose from. Students seeking to be lawyers take the lawyer course. Likewise, budding prosecutors take the prosecutor course. And future judges, the judge course.
Wow, you have everything here for someone who wants to seriously pursue a career in law.
Yes, well, that's what makes our school special. And today even more so. After all, we are to be treated to a lecture by the legendary attorney, Phoenix Wright. We can't wait to hear all about his return to the legal profession.
You're giving a lecture, Mr. Wright? But you're not even a professor.
Yeah, well, I'm just giving them what they want.
Did you even know you were meant to be giving a lecture here today?
Yeah, sort of. But I came early because I was supposed to have a meeting. A meeting with the head of the judge course, Constance Court.
It's been a whirlwind of a morning. Let's leave it at that.
Professor Court. She is a wonderful instructor, but quite unpunctual.
Oh, so that's who's late.
From what I've heard, our esteemed Mr. Wright here is scheduled to hold a training seminar tomorrow, in addition to today's lecture.
A training seminar? For lawyers? What exactly does that involve? Maybe shouting a lot?
Why, it involves the very skills that make a lawyer a lawyer. The arm angle when shouting, "Objection!" The proper way to strike the podium. How to project one's voice, and most importantly, how to bluff your way to victory.
Who exactly do you want me to teach stuff like that to again?
What a wonderful question. You just earned yourself a gold star.
Thank you?
The great honor of taking a seminar by a famous lawyer and a famous prosecutor. That is what is at stake in this mock trial. The crown jewel of the school festival. The mock trial in question is a prestigious event that every student aspires to win. The top student in the lawyer course and the top student in the prosecutor course face off in a simulated court case set in this very school. As for the case itself, we select the best script written by a judge course student and base our case on that.
Oh, a one-on-one battle? How thrilling!
So if the student studying to be a lawyer wins, they get to take my training seminar. But what if the other student wins? I'm not a prosecutor, so...
There is no cause for alarm. We have a famous prosecutor ready for just such a case. But exactly who it is, well, that is a special surprise.
A famous prosecutor? Don't we have like a million of those in this series?
Professor Means, please forgive me for interrupting you and your guests. I'm Juniper Woods, a third year in the judge course. Professor, the trial will begin shortly. Since you'll be delivering the pre-trial speech, Would you mind waiting up in the balcony until we're ready for you?
My, how very organized you are, Juniper. You just earned yourself a gold star, too. But what about Professor Court? Well, I suppose she'll eventually arrive. Now then, I trust you will look after our visitors, Juniper?
Yes, of course, Professor Means.
Juniper? Juniper Woods? Is that you?
Athena! I almost didn't recognize you. I didn't know you were back from Europe.
Wait, you two know each other? Wasn't that happy?
We've known each other since we were kids. We're like best friends, right, Junie?
Yes. Well, we lived pretty close to each other, so we used to play in the forest together.
Yeah, like a lot. Why won't she look at me? I guess I shouldn't be surprised since we haven't seen each other in a long time.
Anyway, we're supposed to go wait in the waiting room, right? Not that I wouldn't mind taking in the mock trial you're putting on today.
Unfortunately, the mock trial is only for students and faculty. There is one seat reserved for Mr. Wright, but no other exceptions are allowed, even if you are nice.
Yes, I'm very sorry. But it is part of the student curriculum, after all. I hope you won't mind remaining in the waiting room until the trial concludes.
Oh, that's too bad. I was hoping to learn something new today.
I'll tell you what, Apollo. Why don't you take my place?
What? Really?
Absolutely. Besides, I'd like you to meet with Professor Court as soon as she gets here.
No fair! I want to see the mock trial too!
I'm sorry, champ. I'm gonna let Apollo pull what little rank he has. If it's okay with Professor Means.
But of course, Mr. Wright. If that is what you wish.
It's settled then. We'll expect a full and detailed report, Apollo, so pay attention.
Being the new kid sure stinks.
If you would please follow me, I'll escort you down to the waiting room on the first floor.
Still no Professor Court. It's been over 30 minutes. And Mr. Wright's snoozing away on the sofa. This is so boring. I should have hid in the lecture hall and spied on the mock trial. Ah! What was that?
Athena, I could have sworn I just heard something fall down and break. If you go running now, they'll think it was you.
Well, it wasn't me. I think it came from somewhere outside.
Oh, well, we better go have a look, seeing as everyone else is in the lecture hall. Come on, champ, let's go.
Okay. Is this stage for some sort of concert? It kind of reminds me of a courtroom.
Wait, Athena. Behind the witness stand.
What?
Jesus Christ! What in the world, Professor Court? Wake up, can you hear me, Professor?
Wait, that's who we were supposed to be meeting with?
Looks like our meeting's been canceled for it.
Now is not the time for jokes. I'm calling the police. I called the police. They should be here soon. I'll go tell everyone in the lecture hall, too.
No, wait. We'll find out soon enough once the police get here. Let's do our own crime scene investigation before it gets too crowded around here.
Huh? Are we even allowed to do that?
It's no big deal as long as we leave everything exactly like we found it. Plus... oh, never mind. Anyway, we should look around while the scene's still fresh.
But... okay. You're the boss. So you're gonna touch it first, right?
Well, I've done this hundreds of times, so I should really let you get in there, Athena. Let's get you that lawyer experience, shall we, champ? Are you nervous?
Yes. I mean, no! Apollo didn't bat an eye at the Elderman's body during that case in Ninetail's Vale. I can't let him show me up. I can do this. Just take a deep breath and focus. So, should I get closer?
She's dead. She's not gonna bite you, Athena. Let's go closer. Remember your forensics training.
I guess I really do have to examine the body. Well, I guess I'd better get used to stuff like this if I want to be a full-fledged lawyer. Okay, here we go.
Notice anything strange about the body? Take a deep breath and then take a good look. You can do this.
Well, now that you mentioned it, there's no blood around it.
The victim's body is cold and rigor mortis has already started to dissipate. It would appear that quite some time has passed since Professor Court was murdered. Thing is, the quad was packed with students up until the start of the mock trial.
Wait, then doesn't that mean she was killed at a different location? Oh, I know! The killer moved the body here while everyone was in the lecture hall.
That's a definite possibility. Notice anything else?
Her arms are raised over her head and there are dark bruises around her wrists.
Yeah, the professor was probably tied up with something.
Eventually, her wrists were unbound, and as she reached up to stretch, she was killed? Actually, I'm not so sure about this theory.
Well, there's not exactly a lot to go on. Try poking around a little bit more.
There's an arrow stuck in her side. Gunshot wounds and stab wounds are pretty common, but arrow wounds?
This is a homicide any way you slice it. In other words, we have a murder on our hands.
A murder? Here? So, that makes this arrow the murder weapon. Well, that and the bow that shot it.
Right, but where could the killer have shot her from? The stage is a sea of obstructions. Look, I'm no expert on archery, but it can't be easy to hit a target with this much stuff around.
Would it be possible to kill someone by stabbing them with an arrow?
I don't know. Guess we better do some more digging before we start jumping to conclusions.
Well, now I have a bloody arrow in my pockets, I guess. Right.
What do we have here? A book? I'm guessing it fell out of her chest pocket.
Wait, what if it's her diary? That's the most private thing a girl has!
True, but considering the situation at hand, my apologies to the late Professor Court. Let's open her up.
No! Don't!
Looks more like a planner than a diary. Every page seems to have the same sword mark printed on it at that. I wonder what it means.
I still think a girl deserves her privacy, but this may help us solve the case. I think that's about all we're gonna find out from the body for now.
Nice work, champ. Your face only turned 5 shades of pale. I was expecting about 50. We should probably take a picture of the crime scene just in case.
Okay, I'm on it. Say cheese!
Cheese? Jeez, and I thought I was the one with a twisted sense of humor.
I think that should do it.
Alright, let's take a better look around the area while we wait for the police to arrive.
This pile of rubble sticks out like a sore thumb. Looks like broken pottery or plaster. Maybe this is the source of that noise we heard.
There were supposedly 2 statues on this stage. I seem to recall hearing that a co-ed from the Fine Art Club had made them.
There were 2? Then that thing over there is the remains of another statue?
This could be related to the case. Let's take a closer look.
I wonder what this was a statue of. Whatever it was reddish-purple in color.
When Apollo and I first got here, both statues were here, but they were covered up. I bet they were waiting to unveil them when the school festival moved here to this stage.
You mean this duffel bag-looking thing was actually being used to cover the statues? I guess that just leaves the question. Were they broken by accident or on purpose? What a puzzle this is. Didn't you know some guy who was good
funny
at
you mentioned
puzzles?
puzzles. That's a story for another time.
There's something buried in the rubble. The famous herald.
Wait, we shouldn't disturb it. Let's just read what we can.
Final act in torrid love triangle centered on campus she-devil Juniper Woods. Level-headed lawyer course genius and hot-blooded prosecutor course student will go head-to-head in a mock trial battle for the she-devil's black heart. Hugh O'Connor has declared that he will confess to her if he wins. Wait, what? I seriously wish I hadn't read that!
You find that more shocking than discovering a dead body?
But we're talking about my friend Junie here. She'd never lead guys on like that.
Athena, you don't believe everything you read, do you? This article's clearly written with malicious intent. I'm not buying a word of it.
You're right, but it's still disturbing, even if it's third-rate tabloid material.
Mr. Wright! Athena!
Oh, here comes Apollo. I've never seen anyone move so fast.
I need to work out more. Listen, something big's happened. I was at the mock trial when the police announced a body had been found on campus.
That's right, and we were the ones who phoned it in. We found Professor Cord dead behind the witness stand over there.
What? Can you show me?
It's not pretty.
What the?
We've already had a quick look at the body. It's definitely a homicide. Once the police get here...
No, I know it's a homicide. I'm shocked because it's the same. Exactly the same.
Whoa there, Apollo. Take a deep breath and explain what you mean.
It's the same. The body, that is. It's just like how it was in the mock trial.
What? It's like the mock trial?
I know, it sounds crazy, but... the body's location and position, the murder weapon, the lack of pooling blood. It's all exactly like the mock trial.
You're kidding, right? It can't really all be the same. Can it?
Let's go! Project